Alright, when last we were together, we had just finished exporting and renaming the WEMs that we popped out of, or the one WEM file that popped out of that WISE conversion, which contains the audio that was in this file. So these two files now contain all of the sounds that were in this file. So if I were to play this in some imaginary sound player, I would hear patty cake and whatnot. And now our task is to go back to our batches and write up this compare WEM batch. Open that with Notepad. First thing you need to write is compare underscore WEM dot py and then space. And this first chunk of stuff is going to point you to the original WEM file, right? That you remember when we were extracting from those sound caches. We sent those files over to the originals folder, and then we moved the WEMs into the WEM folder. So we want it to point to the appropriate file that is in here. It's because we're going to be fooling the game into believing that the sound that we've chosen is the one that it's used to. But you're not going to do that by just like going to this and sifting through. You can't remember what you were doing. So this is why we made this file, to save that little bit of information. And we are going to copy this number. As you can see, I already did it. Sorry about that. And paste it into this thing here. This is going to be the path that leads you to the file here. So copy that and paste it in there. So you know you can't see that anything happened, but that's what I did. So paste it up. And then space after that chunk. And the next bit is going to point you to the modded file. So copy this little, all that path and put it here. So make sure you want your modded and then your folder of the modded thing, so specifically the folder that you use for the tune that you're going to be picking. And then the modded numerical file name. So these WEM file names. So I'm going to paste this path. And I'm going to make sure that these are the same. And you don't have to write completely new compare batches. You can press enter, duplicate that little thing going on, and just replace this number with the number for the second layer, which is this. There we go. And do that again there. And save. And now we're done writing it, and we can run it. So we want to go to your batches and scripts, run the compare WEM, etc., etc. And when you run it, it's going to ask you to merge the headers, and this is yes, you want that. And since we are running this script on two files, it's asking us to do it twice. And it's not asking us to do it twice for the same file, it's just once for each file. So now, when you go to your modded folder, go to the Paticate, it's going to have these. And you don't need these anymore. Get rid of them. They are only going to confuse you if you try to keep them around. And just delete the merged component of the extension. Don't worry, it's going to be fine. And now, copy those. And we're getting so close, pop them into the merged folder. Ah, we're so close. Okay, now, let's check up on the very last batch file, which is create the sounds cache. Open that up, and you want to write create underscore sounds underscore cache dot py, and then space after that, and then point to just the merged directory. You don't have to worry about any file names anymore. So get into there, copy that, and oh my god, save it. Here we go. Go back to your batches and scripts. Run that create sounds cache, and it's also pretty quick. It's gonna drop that sounds and that new sounds PC cache into the same folder, copy it, and here we go. Go into your mod Patacake, create a content folder, and paste your sounds PC cache. Oh, here we go. And then you just gotta move it into your mods. And here we go. We are ready to test our sound mod. Ba-ba-da, 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 ba. Alright, some transition will probably happen about. Here we are in White Orchard, and we're ready to test our little sound mod. Yeah, I gotta turn my music on. Here we go. All the way up. Spawn ourselves an enemy, get ready for it. And hopefully it works. There we go. There you go. So I'm going to give this some time so you can hear. You heard the transition in was not so great. You didn't get to hear him count it out. I'm going to give us a second so that we can hear transition out, and you can see what I was talking about with the silence. Okay, so here's where the silence happens. And when it comes back, let's hear if it tries to pull off some kind of fade in. Right. So that was pretty lucky with that transition. As far as they go, that was pretty lucky. But sometimes the problem that you'll have is that if your sound extends into where the original sound fades out, if it extends past that fade out, the crossfade will be a total garbled mess, and it'll really pull you out of the game. So remember, you got to be sensitive, and you do have to mess around with making sure that the sound that you insert into the game fades in according to how the cues are set up. So you do have to respect the fades that you see in the original sounds that CD Projekt uses. And also make sure that your fade outs respect the original fade outs as well. That really should be it. Let me know if you really need clarification on any of this. I know it's a crazy process. Oh man, it's so long just to do anything. But once you get sort of warmed up, you can do it pretty, not fast, but you get into a rhythm, you set up your different your workspace the right way that works for you, and you can really you can bang it out fairly quickly. I mean, as far as compared to what we just went through, at least. So let me know if you need clarification on anything. If I need to redo any of this. Um, I need to sort of go into detail with anything. And I really hope that you guys start making some cool sound mods. I'm excited. Okay, good luck.